Welcome back, super creators. Anna here, and if you're new to this channel, I make art that looks like this. You did click on the right video. This time I'm going to try something completely different, and I'll challenge myself to make my first ever manga comic book, chapter 1, a total of 32 pages in just 7 days. If that sounds like a lot, it is. So I haven't ever really drawn in the anime manga style, but in 2013 I did copy a few of my favorite characters from the anime that I was watching, and that was basically when my career in anime was over. I have seen a couple of anime in my time. I'm not completely living under the rock here, and also I have read a few manga books by incredible authors. But so what do I remember? What do I know about manga comics? I know that the characters tend to have big eyes. Duh, I know everybody. It's like the first thing that comes to mind. Very stylized and expressive mouths. There's always a lot of energy and movement within the manga pages. And I don't know about you, but when I started reading one, I just kind of fly through them very quickly, and I'm reading and I'm having fun, I'm enjoying, but I really spent just about a few seconds on each drawing. But if you do want to appreciate the work and you take a look at the panel, you will notice so many details, so many intricacies, that it is a pity that we kind of fly through them so fast. That's basically all I can think of when it comes to manga. So I believe in learning from people who are at least 2 steps ahead of you, because that will help you progress so much faster. And that's why I went to art university, and that's why I create my courses on my patreon.com/yourartpath, which you can check out the link down below in the description. And that is exactly the reason why I decided to learn from somebody who knows more about manga than me. So that's why I like courses. And actually, Domestika partners reached out to me and they asked if I wanted to talk about their platform. So they gave me guest access to their course by Kenny Ruiz on how to make manga. And boy, oh boy, am I glad that I have taken this. Kenny was so passionate. The way he was teaching was so interesting, so involving, so exciting, and it's just so cool how they were able to do that. So that's what I'm doing for my journey. I need to learn from somebody who is ahead of me, and I think Kenny will be a great choice. I'm gonna start with watching his videos and then doing the work, because the work is the most important part. You can't just watch a course and think you know everything now, because that's just not how it works, you know. And by the way, Domestika gave a special discount code for my viewers. It's 10% off. I will leave the code down below. And the best part is, if they already have a sale going on, which they do quite often, you can still use the code to reduce that cost that much lower. It's just awesome, because then it's more affordable learning for anybody around the world who wants to learn. And without further ado, let's dive right in. Good morning. As you can see, I'm in my new studio. It's actually super exciting. There's still quite a lot of echo in here. I don't quite have as many things as in my other room. So last night I finished watching Unit 2 about creating manga by Kenny Ruiz. It was actually really fun. It was very interesting to hear about his thoughts on manga and how he believes it works. I actually took some notes as well about the subtitles. So the original audio is in Spanish, and then we have English subtitles. I can't say that they bothered me at all. It's actually very fluent, it's easy to understand. It is just lovely to hear the authors, the artists' voice as it is. It is a dense course, there's lots of information. The recording of the video is beautiful, it's just gorgeous. And they have plenty of homework tasks. So I just found out that for Unit 2, the homework task, I'm not gonna tell you exactly what the tasks are. That's like, you know, for you to find out. But we do need to draw a lineup of your main characters. Here's the thing though, I think if you were to get this course, buy this course, you would have some characters in your mind, or at least like a storyline to go with it, right? And when I got into this course, I was like, wow, I've never drawn manga. I need to learn something new, so let's go. The fact is, I don't have a story in my mind, and I don't have any characters in my mind already. So the task being draw a lineup of your characters, and I'm clueless. I don't even know what I was thinking, to be honest, getting into this. So today that is my goal, going from not having any characters, any story, any sketches, any emotion sheets to doing all of that. That's the challenge I give myself, and let's see how it goes. Let's go. And I almost forgot, but the artist uses Clip Studio Paint for their work process. So I decided to, again, challenge myself and use Clip Studio Paint, which I don't use for my day-to-day, but I have made a video about it. You can check it out right here. And I will also link the software down below together with the links to all the classes and resources and stuff like that. So let's just dive right in. All right, so it's like 9:34 a.m. and I think I figured it out. I had this idea floating for a while. It just wasn't enough. It was just like a start of a crazy thing. So I have this here now, and it's sort of the plot of what I'm planning to do. I even did some sketches of some characters that need to be present. And this is nothing more than the super, super rough draft. It's actually kind of crazy how rough this is, but I am excited to see how it's going to turn out. I still have a lot of work to do ahead of me, but I really want to do this like a challenge, and I want to see if you can get things like this done. If you follow a course, if you learn from a teacher, you get some tips here and there. All right, so here's what's up. It's currently 2:50. I walked my dog, but other than that, I was just compiling anime and manga references for characters, outfits, poses, bodies, hair, eyes, noses, mouths, and it's just like learning how to draw all over again. And I haven't even drawn anything yet. You guys, if you are into manga, if you're into anime, you're gonna have a way faster time at this, I think. I'm excited to share with you what references I've compiled, and my next step is to actually going to be to draw those characters, to actually create those characters, because so far they're not even in my head yet. I still have no idea what they're gonna look like. I'm so far away, and I feel like I won't even be able to pull off anything passable for a manga comic page. I have no idea what that's gonna look like. This whole video could be a big bummer, but we'll see how it goes. All right, quick update. It is currently 7:20 p.m. Just like having some nuts over here. Basically, what I've accomplished today was found a lot of references, and I did the two main characters for the manga. It's tiring, it's a lot of work, it's time consuming. On one hand, it's like I'm learning to draw again, because drawing in this particular style I've never done. So that was definitely new for me. It's fun. It is fun. And if I had unlimited amount of time and it was my goal to create a manga, then I would do much, much more than that. But at this point in time, I feel like I've done everything that I would like to do for this video. It's going to be crazy hard. I already know. The challenge of drawing the same face over and over again. I guess it helps to know that there are very limited amount of characters, so you can recognize between them quickly. And I'm also hoping that the author of this course, the artist, is correct and manga is read, not seen. So hopefully that's gonna help out with my not so fabulous drawings. Good morning, another day, another challenge. I'm going to do the rest of the assignment. So right now, what I'm seeing is that we have to define the characters with emoticons, kind of like emojis of different emotions. So that's lovely, and this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna do it for a few of them, and then I'm gonna write a little bit of what happens in the story, choose a little scene, and it's still Unit 2. What I really appreciate is the tasks, because they help me go forward, and I don't allow myself to proceed until I've completed the test up to like a little bit of a standard. So This is gonna be a fun day. I'm excited, and the lineup looks super cool. I'm sure to some of you it probably looks bad because they're not like some special characters, you know, they're not super fancy with some weapons or some cool stuff. But it is my first lineup of characters, so I'm very proud of myself. And cheers to that. Let's continue with the work. Oh hey, I just finished writing something resembling a character sheet description and also like the first few scenes that I could think of. It was really fun. It's actually so much work, and also I don't even know how to do the whole scripting thing. What's the proper way to do it? So just kind of wrote whatever I thought was good. And here we have main character Ellie, a little bit about her goals, what is she like, you know, James, Val and Colin, Sylvie and Kat. And then this is what it looks like. A few things on what I want to show and a few things on what I want to write. And writing something interesting is a little bit tough. I know there's the next task, which is like, you know, drawing the outline. But before I do that, I really do want to watch a few more lessons by him to kind of see what the drafts even look like for manga. Maybe I'll find more tips so that my process would be easier, because I still have no idea how to do this whole thing. You know, it's actually pretty complicated, but I'm excited. So let's see how it goes. Let's learn a bit more from the Domestika course and then try our best. Welcome back to another rainy morning. It is day 3 of my journey with this manga course and the whole manga creation process. I'm really fast forwarding it, so if it takes you like a month to create the characters, a month to create a story, it's totally fine. We all go at our own paces, and I'm not like planning to become the best mangaka and get my work published in Japan. I'm just doing this to learn and for fun. And I have to say, I started on unit 3 and maybe watched 2 or 3 videos, and they are so gold. I love how he explains everything and shows examples. It's just really, really fun to watch. Very inspiring. I can't wait to get started. And on that note, last night I got Clip Studio Paint X version because I really wanted to have the whole experience of what it's like to create comics or what it's like to create manga. And with the X feature, you can see all of your pages at once. So you create one project, you can see like 34 pages, and you can work at all of them simultaneously. I haven't tried it yet. I literally just opened all of it, but yeah, I got that yesterday, and then I got lost in the Clip Studio Paint community and their free brushes and materials. And if you just have the Clip Studio Paint Pro, it is more than enough to create your own manga. So don't worry, you don't have to get the X version. You can get Clip Studio Paint Pro or X. I will leave a link down below in the description if you use it to purchase it. Thank you so much. I get a small commission, helps me create content like this for you guys. And now without further ado, let's dive right in. Welcome to day 4 of my mangaka journey. It's super fun. It's very exciting, but also it takes a lot of time. I didn't expect it to take so much time, but here we are. So yesterday, what I have accomplished is I decided approximately on the storyline for the first chapter of my manga, and I even did the first 1.5 pages of what it's going to look like. So now we have to do the rough drawings for all of the pages, and that is going to take a lot of time. So I'm not even planning to do anything else today because I'm always over planning. But if I have time, I might start inking. So let's go. Little update, it is currently 10:36 p.m. and no, I didn't finish all the sketches for all the pages and started on the inking like I thought in the morning. I did 15 pages of sketches for what's to come in the manga, and it's so hard. There's so much work. Every single page you have to make so many decisions. Honestly, I don't know if I can do this in 7 days like I originally thought. So I don't know. I'll just keep trying. Good morning and welcome to another rainy day. Today is day 5 of my adventure, struggle. I don't even know what to call it at this point. So 1 week is kind of tight. Now I'm realizing it more and more. There's so much work to be done. I mean, all of a sudden I have to create these 32 beautiful pages. And that includes a multitude of drawings, multitude of positions and inking and planning and composition. There's a lot in it. And on day 5, I find myself struggling a little bit. I did waste a lot of time on different things that maybe I shouldn't have, but I guess we all pay for our mistakes. Hi, at day 6 on this beautiful journey, I did 26 pages of rough drawings. That means I have 6 more pages to go. Well, it is what it is. I'm kind of freaking out right now, not gonna lie. Where is this gonna be by the end of tomorrow? So basically, yeah, let's get to work, finish these pages, and hopefully start making actual drawings from the rough sketches that I did so that I am able to ink tomorrow. This is gonna be crazy. Guess what, my little pumpkins? I finished page 32 just now. It is 12 o'clock, but I'm so excited because I've been waiting for this moment for a while. I can't believe it's finally done. So we have 2 more days left in this whole thing, and I have all the bare bones ready. That's very, very exciting. I think today I'm gonna continue refining those sketches, really getting to the point where like, okay, they're ready to be inked, because every page still has to be edited. There's so much work to do. Like it's just insane amount of work. I'm very grateful to Kenny Ruiz's course because it showed me kind of the flow of things, but still like it's a lot of work to get done in 7 days. I don't know why I told myself that I would do it. Like it's just like, I'm just trying to punish myself for something probably. But I'm excited to see how it turns out and how far I can get to on this journey. So thanks for following along, and let's see how it goes.
So today is the last day that I have to finish with the manga. I don't know how that will go, to be honest. I don't think I realized what I got myself into when I started this. I was like, yeah, a week, I can totally create a world, create characters, create chapter 1, write it, draw it, ink it, add the patterns, but 7 days is plenty. No.
And so I finally came into the realization that creating a finished manga chapter in 7 days is a bit of a tough goal, especially if you don't have the characters, the world, and the story on day 1. Of course, it also doesn't help that I spent a lot of the time learning how to draw in the manga style, watching Kenny Ruiz course on Domestika, and getting used to working in Clip Studio Paint. I put a lot of different pressure on my process from all angles. So yeah, but I did finish drawing and writing text, plus making the speech bubbles for all 32 pages. So essentially it's a Nemu version. Another word that I learned from Kenny Ruiz, which to my understanding means a good enough to understand rough. It's good enough that if you have an editor, they would look over that Nemu and suggest changes. So scrolling back through all of the pages I did, starting from a blank canvas and a blank mind, I do think it was a success in my own way. But I still wanted to do a few pages that are inked and with screen tones, so like fully finished pages. And I don't even ink in my regular paintings, so that's one more thing I had to get used to. But I did it, and let me tell you, I had so much fun finishing up those pages. Wanna see? So I'm gonna print them out because nothing beats holding a finished work in your hands, like holding a finished work in your hands. It's actually pretty awesome. This is just insane, like it's on another level. It's just some cheap paper that I used for printing, but it's just so awesome. So the pages I did end up finishing were the first double spread page that kind of sets the mood for the world that we're in, what we're going for, and I called it Starlight Button. And to know why, you have to read the story. And we have all the main characters in here. These are the people that will keep showing up in the following chapters if they are ever to be created. But it was so cool to see it finally come together. And then when we flip that page, we move on to the next one, the first page where there is text. And I actually used some effects for the sound effects, the beep, beep, beep of the alarm that you see. There's a phone, there's alarm, there's slippers, so you know it's on the floor, right? And it says, another morning in the new city. Then we have our main character, face covered, but she's dressing up. We see she's getting off the bed. And she says, I can't believe I moved to AV-Tail 3 months ago. Still haven't found a place for you guys. Looking at the books. And she says, oh, not today. But this is like the first page of the comic. It should be good, but it is just as good as I could make it. And I'm still happy with that. And then finally, we have the last page, which is just a scene. We see feet running, it's raining, and we see bake coffee. Bake coffee? Bake coffee? Silly, I know, but I took about 0.5 seconds to make up the name, and I wanted to have it on the full page because it's a place where we're going to be a lot of the time throughout the story. The story that's non-existent, but in my head it made complete sense. There's also an option in Clip Studio Paint to see your work as if it was printed in a 3D mockup. So that's super cool because here's how this thing would look if I print it out. Of course, the other pages are just sketches, but it's still awesome. I've put so much work into making this comic in such a short period of time. I feel like I'm very connected to it, so I would love to have it printed, binded, and standing on my bookshelf because it is something I am proud of. Is it a professional level manga comic? I don't think so, but even if I thought that it was, I'm the worst judge of all because I'm so connected to this whole process. I've put in so much work. So you are the better judge. Let me know down in the comments what you think about how it all turned out and my first few manga pages. I'd love to hear from you. And if you wanted to take a closer look at these couple of pages that I have finished, I will publish them in a blog post on my blog, yourartpath.com. I will leave a link down below in the description so you can inspect them closer, you know, and also a link to the special discount code for any Domestika course, 10% off on top of any already existing promotions that they have going on. Just for you guys, that's also going to be in the description, and a link to Kenny Ruiz's course and a link to my Patreon. So now the real question is, are you up for the same challenge? And if you are, you're crazy. But if you are, I'd love to hear from you. And if you know of any other challenges that you think would be fun to do, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching me struggle on this journey. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.